In the dead of winter, 9 experienced hikers embarked on what was supposed to be a routine expedition into the remote Russian Ural Mountains. They were young, ambitious, and fully prepared for the challenges of the harsh terrain. Yet something unimaginable awaited them, something that would turn a simple adventure into one of the most haunting mysteries of the 20th century. As days passed without any communication, concern grew. Families, friends, and authorities anxiously awaited news, unaware that the story about to unfold would baffle experts for decades. The disappearance of these 9 hikers did not follow any logical pattern. There were no immediate signs, no apparent struggle, only a growing sense of dread that something terrible had occurred in the unforgiving wilderness. Eventually, search teams discovered the hikers' campsite. What they found sent shockwaves through the investigation. The tent had been torn open from the inside. The hikers' bodies were scattered across the snow, some partially undressed, others bearing injuries so severe and strange that even the most experienced investigators were left questioning what could have caused such devastation. And yet, there was no clear explanation. No avalanche, no predator, no evidence of a struggle seemed sufficient to account for the scene. To this day, experts remain perplexed. Every theory proposed, every explanation offered, seems to fall short. The truth behind the Dyatlov Pass incident continues to elude even the most knowledgeable authorities, leaving the world to wonder what truly happened on that fateful night. If you are fascinated by unsolved mysteries and the unknown forces that might lurk in the wilderness, make sure to stay with us as we uncover the chilling details, strange discoveries, and haunting theories surrounding this extraordinary event. Prepare yourself, because the story of the Dyatlov Pass incident is as terrifying as it is puzzling, and the answers, if they even exist, are far from simple. The Dyatlov Pass, located in the remote northern reaches of the Ural Mountains in Russia, is a region known for its breathtaking landscapes, treacherous terrain, and harsh winter conditions. In February of 1959, this isolated area became the setting for an expedition that would end in one of the most mysterious and chilling incidents in modern history. The pass itself is a labyrinth of snow-covered slopes and dense forests, a place where only the most experienced adventurers dare to tread during the unforgiving winter months. The group of 9 hikers, all students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, were united by a passion for adventure, skiing, and exploration. Their ages ranged from 19 to 31, and each member possessed remarkable experience in mountain expeditions. They were well prepared, carrying maps, equipment, and supplies designed for survival in extreme conditions. Their plan was simple: traverse the Ural Mountains, enjoy the exhilaration of the slopes, and test their endurance in a challenging but manageable journey. From the outset, everything seemed perfectly normal. The hikers were in good spirits, sharing jokes, recounting personal stories, and navigating the snowy landscape with confidence. Observers would have seen a group of young, ambitious explorers embarking on a winter adventure filled with promise. Yet beneath this veneer of routine, a subtle sense of danger lurked, imperceptible but undeniable to anyone familiar with the unpredictability of the Russian winter. As the days progressed, small signs of the mountain's unforgiving nature began to emerge. Harsh winds swept across the slopes. Temperatures plunged far below what even seasoned hikers expected, and the snow grew increasingly difficult to navigate. The expedition, initially a straightforward test of skill and stamina, was gradually transformed into a battle against the elements. Little did anyone know that these initial challenges were only a prelude to an unimaginable ordeal that would leave the world questioning what truly transpired at Dyatlov Pass. If you are captivated by stories that blend human courage with the unexplained, remain with us. The next chapters of this story will reveal how ordinary circumstances took a terrifying turn, and how the serene beauty of the Ural Mountains became the backdrop for a chilling mystery that still haunts investigators and historians alike. The hikers had meticulously prepared for their journey. Months of planning had gone into ensuring that every detail, from equipment to route selection, was accounted for. They carried tents, sleeping bags, and provisions designed to withstand the extreme cold, along with radios to maintain contact with the outside world. Each member understood the risks inherent in navigating the Ural Mountains during the harsh winter season, and yet, their confidence and camaraderie suggested they believed they were ready for any challenge. Initially, the journey progressed as expected. The group moved steadily through the snow-covered landscape, skiing across frozen slopes and setting up camp each night with practiced precision. The weather, however, soon began to assert its dominance. Winds picked up, temperatures plummeted, far below freezing, and the snowstorm that had seemed distant at the start of their expedition became a relentless presence. The biting cold and swirling snow made even the simplest tasks exhausting, and yet the hikers pressed onward, determined to complete their planned route. As the expedition continued, subtle warning signs began to emerge. Scheduled check-ins over. The radio became irregular, then entirely absent. Friends and family waiting for updates began to grow concerned, sensing that something was amiss. The group's delayed communications, though easily explainable at first, slowly took on a more sinister undertone. No one could have imagined what awaited them in the silent, frozen expanse of the mountains. By the time the hikers reached the northern slopes of the pass, the atmosphere had shifted from routine adventure to an unspoken tension. The wind howled across the terrain, bending trees and draping the snow in thick, impenetrable sheets. The mountains, once a source of exhilaration and beauty, now seemed menacing, indifferent to human presence. Observers from afar could not comprehend the danger, yet the first hints of the unfolding tragedy were quietly taking shape, setting the stage for events that would defy explanation and leave a lasting mark on history. If you are intrigued by the intersection of human courage and the unknown, stay with us. In the following chapters, we will explore how the ordinary began to unravel, how subtle anomalies transformed into chilling discoveries, and how the Dyatlov Pass expedition became one of the most enigmatic mysteries of the 20th century. As concern for the missing hikers grew, authorities and volunteers launched a comprehensive search mission into the harsh, snow-covered terrain of the Ural Mountains. Teams of rescuers braved freezing temperatures, treacherous slopes, and relentless winds, scouring every conceivable path in hopes of finding the group alive. Despite their dedication and experience, the conditions made progress slow and exhausting. Each step into the frozen wilderness heightened both the urgency and the anxiety surrounding the expedition. Several days into the search, rescuers stumbled upon the first, chilling sign of what had occurred. The hiker's tent was discovered. On the slope, ripped open from the inside, its flaps torn and flailing in the icy wind. Nearby, footprints led away from the campsite, disappearing into the dense snow, as though the hikers had fled in sudden terror. The scene itself was deeply unsettling, but it was only the beginning of a mystery that would continue to confound investigators. Over the following days, the bodies of the hikers were found in stages, each discovery more perplexing and disturbing than the last. Some were located at varying distances from the tent, partially undressed despite sub-zero temperatures that would have made exposure fatal in mere minutes. Others exhibited injuries so severe and unusual that they resembled the impact of a high-velocity crash, yet there was no evidence of an external force, no indication of another party or natural event capable of causing such damage. Adding to the enigma, some victims were found with missing eyes, tongues, or other anomalies that defied easy explanation. These bizarre details, combined with the extreme environmental conditions and the unusual arrangement of the bodies, painted a picture that was both terrifying and inexplicable. Investigators struggled to reconcile the evidence, with each observation raising more questions than it answered. Even now, decades later, the scene at Dyatlov Pass remains one of the most puzzling and unsettling chapters in the history of mountaineering. The ordinary search for lost hikers had transformed into a harrowing encounter with the unknown, and the discoveries made during those early days continue to fuel speculation, fear, and curiosity. If you are captivated by mysteries that resist explanation, continue with us. The following sections will examine the theories and investigations that have attempted to unravel the events of Dyatlov Pass, revealing just how deeply this incident challenges our understanding of nature, human behavior, and the unknown forces that may lurk beyond comprehension. In the wake of the Dyatlov Pass discoveries, investigators faced a daunting challenge, explaining the seemingly inexplicable. The official conclusion, issued after months of examination, proposed that an avalanche had forced the hikers to flee their tent in a sudden panic. According to this theory, the extreme snow conditions and unstable slopes created a minor slide, compelling the group to abandon their shelter, which ultimately led to their tragic deaths. On the surface, this explanation appeared plausible, offering a natural and logical cause for the disaster. Yet, as experts continued to study the evidence, inconsistencies began to emerge. The severe internal injuries sustained by some hikers, the unusual positions of the bodies, and the bizarre details of missing eyes and tongues all challenged the simplicity of the avalanche theory. These anomalies gave rise to alternative hypotheses, each more intriguing and unsettling than the last. Experts are still divided. Some uphold the avalanche explanation, while others whisper about possibilities that venture far beyond conventional understanding. One line of speculation suggests that secret military experiments may have played a role. Proponents of this theory point to the area's proximity to testing sites and the possibility of classified operations during the Cold War era. According to this view, the hikers may have inadvertently witnessed or become involved in dangerous tests, resulting in injuries and deaths that could not be publicly explained. Another theory delves into the realm of the paranormal. Stories of a yeti or unknown creatures lurking in the mountains have circulated for decades. While there is no tangible proof, the sheer strangeness of the scene, bizarre injuries, sudden flight from the tent, and the hikers' inexplicable fear has fueled speculation that forces beyond ordinary human experience were involved. Some researchers have proposed the phenomenon of infrasound-induced panic, a condition where specific wind patterns create vibrations that can cause irrational fear and hysteria. According to this hypothesis, the hikers may have experienced an overwhelming physiological terror, forcing them to abandon their tent and behave in ways that ultimately led to their demise. Even more speculative are theories involving unidentified flying objects or covert government activities. Witnesses reported strange lights in the sky near the time of the incident, and some suggest that the hikers may have encountered a phenomenon that remains entirely outside our understanding. These explanations, while controversial, reflect the profound mystery and enduring fascination surrounding the Dyatlov Pass case. If you are intrigued by unsolved enigmas and the limits of human comprehension, remain with us as we continue to explore the story. In the next chapter, we will examine the personal experiences and emotional narratives of the hikers themselves, offering a human perspective on an event that defies rational explanation. Beyond the chilling details of the scene at Dyatlov Pass, it is essential to remember that these 9 individuals were more than just victims of a mysterious tragedy. They were young, vibrant, and full of ambition, each carrying dreams and aspirations that extended far beyond the snow-covered slopes of the Ural Mountains. Personal letters and diaries reveal glimpses into their lives, plans for future careers, the joy of adventure, and the deep bonds of friendship that united them. In these writings, one can sense their excitement and determination, their readiness to face challenges together, and their unwavering optimism as they embarked on what was meant to be a memorable journey. Families of the hikers experienced unimaginable anguish when news of the disappearance reached them. Days turned into weeks, and hope gradually shifted to fear and despair. Parents, siblings, and friends struggled to reconcile the reality of their loss with the incomprehensible circumstances surrounding the event. Letters from families pleading for updates, phone calls to authorities, and personal accounts of grief paint a poignant picture of human suffering intertwined with the mystery itself. The tragedy was not only defined by the mountains, but by the profound emotional impact on those who loved the victims. Connecting with the human element of this story is vital to understanding its lasting resonance. These were not anonymous names. In a report, they were individuals with passions, laughter, and stories that were abruptly interrupted. The weight of their absence lingers in every account of the expedition, reminding us that behind every unexplained phenomenon lies real human experience, marked by courage, vulnerability, and loss. As we continue to explore the Dyatlov Pass incident, it becomes clear that the emotional dimension adds depth to the mystery. The stories of these hikers serve as a reminder of both the fragility and resilience of human life. If you feel compelled to honor their memory, consider reflecting on the risks they took for exploration, the bonds they shared, and the enduring questions their disappearance has left for the world to ponder. Even after more than 6 decades, the Dyatlov Pass incident continues to confound investigators, historians, and enthusiasts alike. The case remains officially unsolved, and the questions surrounding the hikers' deaths persist with the same intensity as when the first search teams uncovered their bodies. Each attempt to provide a definitive explanation has been met with contradictions, gaps, and new anomalies, ensuring that the mystery endures in both public imagination and academic debate. In recent years, modern investigative techniques have reignited interest in the case. Researchers have revisited old evidence using advanced forensic analysis, digital mapping, and environmental studies. Some investigations have focused on recreating the conditions of that fateful night, examining the effects of wind patterns, snow accumulation, and extreme cold on human behavior. Others have explored previously overlooked details, such as subtle marks on the terrain or trace elements found on clothing, seeking answers in the tiniest of clues. Despite these efforts, no single explanation has emerged that can account for every strange and disturbing element of the incident. Each revelation seems to open new avenues of speculation rather than providing closure. The hiker's story continues to captivate the world, serving as a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that may still exist in nature, or perhaps beyond it. Some new evidence has emerged, but will it finally reveal the truth or deepen the mystery? The Dyatlov Pass incident remains an enigma, a haunting puzzle that challenges logic, imagination, and our understanding of human resilience in the face of the extraordinary. If you are fascinated by stories that blur the line between reality and the unexplained, stay with us, because the secrets of Dyatlov Pass may be closer to revelation than ever before, or they may remain forever beyond our grasp. The mystery of Dyatlov Pass continues to puzzle the world, but we want to hear from you. What do you think truly happened on that fateful night? Was it a natural disaster, a secret experiment, or something far more inexplicable? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and join the conversation with other mystery enthusiasts. If you found this story intriguing, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more unexplained mysteries, and share it with friends who are fascinated by the unknown. Your engagement helps us continue uncovering stories that challenge the limits of understanding and keep the spirit of exploration alive.